of the spider's web. And that widow is also mentioned in the book of Revelations. But it's very brief and implied, nothing heavy. She's still a great secret. Rolling? Okay, good. All right. Huh? 102? Yes, this is Moorish Science 102. We're doing 101 on Fridays for those that are interested in obtaining their Moorish sovereignty in the Washita Moorish nation, as well as those who are interested in gaining more knowledge of self. That's its primary purpose. The choice of joining is yours. My purpose is to re-educate. That's what I'm doing here. Then after you finish with my course, then you go to another brother who's going to further re-educate you, Brother Stringer Eel. So we're looking at the circle. I'm not going to draw it as huge and outrageous as I did last week. The circle and the cross. The measure of all things. Everything in the universe is viewed spiritually inside of the circumscription of the circle as universe. The circle that has no center and whose circumference is everywhere is the idea that we have of infinity. This infinity is primal cause. It is not God. It is that which causes God to exist. We live in one universe. There are many universes. We only live in one of them. This is an enormous creation, beyond our ability to imagine it. That's why God is still growing. The first one is still up there, expanding and expanding and expanding. It's just marvelous, man, to realize that you're a divine being. When you realize what it's really about, when the religious trip gets over, and you realize you're into this enormity, this ongoing, continuous expansion, growth, and development, then you'll have something to say, hallelujah and Allahu Akbar. We have such karma down here that it interrupts our appreciation of what love really is. And it prevents this smooth stream of consciousness from going on and on and on in gratitude and appreciation. But do give thanks for your humanity and your divinity. Be glad that you're dark-skinned, broad-nosed, and thick-lipped, and furrowed hair. Be very happy about that. It really is a privilege. We know that because there's a group of people who do not have those human qualities and are less the dynamic because of it. Then we have those who lose it. Albania is a form of a loss of your melanin. See? And as that melanin depletes in the body, your sense of rhythm and your powers of imagination also are depleted. So it's good to be black. Black really is beautiful and the cause of beauty, because out of the darkness cometh the light. We're going to look at the 4 cardinal points first. Let's see how many books he got. Let me see here. I can do this. Yeah, might be able to.
Are you now dealing with the handout?
Not, in a minute we will be. Just hang on to it. Don't put it away. Okay. Don't soil these. Don't tear these. If you do, if you tear it, you buy it. Pass a couple of them back there. They're the same book, different covers. No, wait a minute, I think, let me see. Midnight and noon, I think. Yeah, okay, the difference of the calculation is at noon. I want you to have, excuse me, brother, an ephemeris at your disposal so you can see how to take the information out of the ephemeris and put it into the houses, okay? Before we get into that, let me be sure and read this information, because I was supposed to do it last week and didn't do it. Page 236. The houses are divided into three groups in terms of, let me go ahead and do this. This is a terrible circle, but oh boy. We still got some feedback there, my brother. There's supposed to be 30 lines in each segment of the circle. You don't have to put them there, because what I want you to do is use your imagination, because Mathematica, which is what astrology is essentially imaginary. You imagine the distance between here, point A, and where you're observing point B, and then you measure it based on given traditional concept of measurement: inches, yards, feet, meters. That's all a preferential. As they pointed out the other day, the African simply drew a line of direction towards his point of focus in his map making. He didn't use numbers on his maps. He understood the angle, the latitude, and the longitude, and could follow it from point A, where he was. You know, Van Sertima published that found map by the Russians in his book They Came Before Columbus, and it's all what was that word? Was anybody here that was here yesterday? Friday, isn't it? Sister told me what that word was. What the lines represent. Grids. Grids. Yes, grids. Yeah. Just remarkable. You know, this mathematic mind, the African genius, is real, very real. One of the major factors about our records of the past, in terms of study, is the levels of achievement, of accomplishment, of success, of creativity, of invention, of building, of making, of renovating, utilization of the raw sources of the earth for better living, better living, better living. That's what the African has demonstrated down through the ages. That's important for our children to know. They have those ancestral cerebral genes to think with, to create with, to imagine with. We're in a war of mental power, you know, not just to try to knock the white boys' stuff off, you know, but how to create. See, how to create out of nothing, make something. See, the 60s illustrated something remarkable for black Americans. It presented them with an opportunity by slums and lots. You know, when the Jew boy decided to move out of the city after the riots and left all that property, we went around moping, we ain't got no stove. But it takes a vision to see. And Mary Bethune articulated this, looked in a garbage dump and saw a school. That's a vision, you see. And each one of you has a vision to receive about your own life. You have your own vision. You brought it with you. But you have to be willing to take the responsibility for your vision. That's all. Willing to take the responsibility for it. And your spirit will open it up and give it to you. If it's deep and heavy and high, you ain't going to get it all at once. Don't want to scare you. So it gives it to you in fragments, in parts, as an idea, as a hunch. Something you overhear somebody else saying and it rings loud in your ear. You know, starts there. That's what we're trying to get free. The power of our mind. That's where lordship begins. Not with a gun, not with a $400 billion bank account. You know, as we're about to see, that too shall come to pass. Money certainly helps in a money culture. But we want creativity, the power and genius of the African mind returned in this era. See? And the quest is, how do I, the individual you, play a part in that grand vision as given by the Creator? The vision is already out there. What is our individual, then our collective role in that vision? If we're not going to gain some fondness, some appreciation for ourselves and each other, some then love for ourselves and for each other, we're not going to be able to communicate, to come together. You see? And we're less a people if we do not. You see? The idea of nation builders should not frighten us. See? We see how powerful a people can be when they come together. Look at the Yiddish Jew. See? How he's dominated much of the East, quote, the Middle East, wherever in the hell that is. Africa is what we're talking about. And has succeeded, not because of those that are in Israel, but because of those that are here sending in the money, sending in the supplies, sending in the information. They are nation builders. And they want to be in Israel. You know? And we've got to get some of that in our consciousness. You know? That's not separatism. That's called unification. That's not segregation. That's called integration. You see? We need to think that way. Barbara needs to think that way. You know? Johnny Coleman needs to think that way. Jesse Jackson needs to think that way. Now, I mean, you got to take note of some things. I know I'm off the subject here, but I guess I'm inspired here because this has been rubbing in my eye, spiritual eye, for quite a few months. We are somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50 million strong in this country. And we don't own a cup of dirt among us. You know, That's strange. That's odd. 40 million people, and we can't raise up one thing that we say we all own that. We all control that. We all share in that thing. Not one thing. Now that's somebody's fault. That's a conspiracy from inside your house. I don't know who it is, but something's wrong. You know, why is it nobody who has tried to lead us has said, look, give me $1. Everybody give me $1 tomorrow and we'll have $40 million. Then let's go buy something. It's almost that damn easy. You know? It's almost that damn easy.
He's telling the truth. He telling you, see what happened. I don't want to get off.
I know it fires you up. Go ahead, brother. I'm putting the fire up under your seat today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Like
yeah.
Everybody lying in their own pocket, but ain't nobody.
Yes. Something is terribly, terribly wrong when you can't.
It's their way of thinking.
Look like someday we would make a mistake and raise $20 million. You know?
Farrakhan did. What happened to it?
He didn't raise that money. That somebody gave him that. That's in his nation.
Right.
Now, in order to share in that, you got to go into his nation.
Right.
Okay. Now that's all right, but nation is a conceptualization. It doesn't belong to any one group.
Right.
See? If the Empress is putting her head on right, there'll be a Washita nation. If the brother had not been so arrogant down in Florida, there'd be a Hebrew nation. See? Then we come to this point where we realize we're one people. Then we can work with one another, help one another, build things, you know. We can end housing problem for black folks like that. The houses are here for people to stay in. All we need is some folks that want to renovate them, you know, and the money to do it. And we have the money. You know, black folks got money. And that poor, that's mythology.
$100-something billion a year, but what you got to show for it?
Not a cup of dirt.
I did this myself. I took the top 100-something companies from the what's that BE, that Black Enterprise magazine.
Yeah.
They didn't have nothing. You didn't have enough from them to buy Walmart. Okay, but you started putting this out to the people about what you got. You ain't got nothing. You ain't showing me nothing.
Yeah.
This including the car folks and everything else. I did this on my own.
Yeah.
I wanted to see for myself. Is there insurance company? Why can't a group of people like that set it up?
Yeah. But the first important thing before a people can build anything is to have the will to power. That's the missing link.
But you had the key word, brother, miseducation.
Well, we understand that. We understand, but what we're doing here is being done in little places and pockets all over the country.
But we understand any great movement never started in the mass. It's going to start with
we realize that. Okay, this is a commentary. Now, I don't want y'all out there with flag and banner and sword now. But I want you to see that this is where we're coming to.
Right.
So that the idea of nationhood, of people working together for the common good of all, is a real idea that should not frighten us, paralyze us, make us retreat from one another.
As you said about the Nation of Islam,
yes.
But they have their pulse on the largest group of mass of black people who are in a position to do this.
No, they don't. I'll tell you who does.
Who's that?
The Black Baptist Church.
Well, come on.
They got. Wait a minute. Listen. Stay objective, okay? Otherwise, we lose our vision. There is a 6 million dues-paying organization in this country. Probably more than that. I'm talking 15-year statistics that pay dues. Collectively, they don't own a cup of dirt. But they don't have the vision of nationhood.
And what I'm saying with them is they're miseducated.
Brother, we already know that. That's why.
Not even going.
That's why we are here. We also are miseducated. We're coming out of it. The point I'm trying to make is we don't want to do too much critiquing. Pull the curtain back so we can see a people, not a religion.
There you go.
So that we can see our truth and not a belief. Okay? The Creator did not create Muslims and Baptists and Christians and Hebrews and Jews. He created black folks. That's his prize. That's what he wants. Black folks. Preferably knowledgeable black folks. Preferably. He would rather have you with some knowledge. Okay? Whenever we can digest this as a reality, the highest stature we're talking about is us and not our damn religion, then we can get all them props out of the way and start acting like brothers and sisters and people that really want to help and share each other's lives and build it. We've got religions in our damn way. In the name of God.
Ain't nothing wrong. Yeah, that's true. It's a veil. It's a veil. I call it a veil.
Yeah. Okay? That is still miseducation. It doesn't matter how intelligent one seems. If he's talking about his religion over and above that religion, he is miseducated about the Creator and himself. I don't give a damn who it is. And black folks got more money than Islam. They don't know what the hell to do with it. So the white boy comes in with this program and makes them spend it, makes them spend it, and makes them spend it on anything. His program is go buy something, go buy something, go buy something, go buy something. He don't care what you buy something. Keeps this thing going around in a circle.
Right.
We're talking about this house. Though it don't seem like it. We're in the house. Okay? We're in this circle. And we are not faring well as a people. If I were to personalize the idea, I would think we are still embarrassing God in our spiritual potentiality and our ancient prestige. We might slightly be an embarrassment to our ancestors in the dumb stuff we are doing. You know, it embarrasses me. I embarrass me when I think about the stuff I did not do and knew I should have done. You know? But we have to forgive. Let that go if we're going to go onward, upward, towards a divine goal. Now, it is my idea, I would like to think this way, those in that mothership up there are not looking from up there down here at some Muslims. They're looking from up there at some black folks that they know need our help because they left us here due to our own disobedience and misuse of our authority and our power, of course. So they know what trouble we're in, what shape we're in, and they know all of us ain't going to become Muslims. All of us ain't going to become Christians. But one thing for sure, we're going to be forever, and that's black. Forever and a day. And that's wonderful, is what this knowledge tells us. It is good and blessed to be you. Okay, let me get on here. And I'm beginning to sound like Reverend Biscuit here. There are, I want to get these categorizations in this information I should have done last week. Let me see here. I think I got the right page. Yeah, okay. There are 4 angular houses. That is an angle. This is an oblique line. Okay? That's an angle. So here to here to here is an angle. Okay? From here to here to here is an angle. From here to here is an angle. From here to here is an angle. I think I did this once before. angle, 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 right? Angle, 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 angle. He who came from nothing is what the swastika represents. The measure of all things is the circle and the cross, which produces, of course, the square and the compass. That's why the Mason wears that pin that looks like the Star of David, but of course it's the compass and the square, the tools of measuring of all things. Why am I having a little difficulty with C.M. Bay's projection of the 52 pieces of tools for the Moor? They don't include the concept of the compass and the square, but we'll deal with that on Friday. Okay, 4 of these houses are angular, called angular because they mark the 4 angles. That's simple. That's what we just did. The other 4 are succeedent, called succeedent because they succeed, go beyond the angular houses. Okay, so I remember correctly here. This one would be angular. Angular. Oh, I don't know why I'm hesitating. Angular, angular, angular. The last 4 are called cadent houses, called cadent because they fall away from the succeedent house. In other words, move away from it. Going this way, counterclockwise, is the... We're dealing with an imaginary belt, an imaginary circle that in the universe does not exist and exists only because of motion. The reason the zodiac, the horoscopios exist is purely out of motion and the fact of orbital or circular motion, and that someone marks a point of beginning, a 0 degree. As the angle would have it, that 0 degree would be here as the starting point. Metaphysically, this is the beginning of time. 0 degrees Aries. Okay. Appropriately so in understanding that Aries is the head, and Aries is fire, and fire is light, and light is power, and power and light, and fire is Ra, is father. See? In measurement now, because this comes from Mama, the womb man. The universe comes out of a womb, an invisible womb, but a womb nevertheless. Okay. Something else that knowledge explains. Mama first, son second. That's the order of things. Every body with a body has a mama. Okay? It's important for us to digest, because we're talking from a universal point of view, not a patriarchal point of view. And this karma carrying his ass to jail, what he did to his woman, him threatening his woman. I don't have to guess. I don't have to look back there behind it. You hear brother said, they sent me to jail for something I didn't do. He don't know what he just said. It was something he was supposed to do and didn't do. And that's what carried his ass to jail. That's karma. It is behind as cause, bringing about effect. We get the effect. It is, if they hadn't caught. No, no. Yeah. We set it in motion. Our thinking. This loud, emotional, melanin nature we have smacks up against the universal mind, and our asses are in trouble. I don't give a damn what you say. Call the police. Let them take me to jail. Take me to jail. Wow, here they come, here they come. Because he called them. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. And soon as the police get there, I don't give a damn, I don't give a damn. That's a slave. Going to jail. That's slavery. They take your rights and your privileges. They tell you what to wear, what to eat, where to sleep, when to get up. That's slavery. You work for pennies in there. And they keep going back in a circle. That is not a cycle. That's a circle. Almost like a drug. I got a brother. Spent most of his adult life in jail. And Jerome is bright.
Somebody got the light on the Honda.
Light on the Honda. Who's got the light on in the Honda? Okay.
Right.
Thank you, my brother. Going up back in a circle. No vision.